going to all these Grand Slams over the years, and you've, I think, developed a pretty good professional relationship with Genie. For me, 2 years ago, I would have said she should be focusing on her game as opposed to her brand. But now I got to be honest, I think the game is gone, and I think it is smart for her to focus on her brand. And I noticed that last night, her comments about Bianca Andreescu, her Instagram post, her tweet saying that their butts look good or butts look cute or whatever. She is more about her brand today, I think, than her actual game. How do you feel about where Genie's at and whether or not she can ever find success again on the court?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how things have changed from 2014, which is when I started covering tennis for TSN, and that's when she started that was her amazing year. She was the breakout player the year before, but that was the next year, 2014, is when she made the final at Wimbledon. And, when you would talk to her, she was tunnel vision. Is like, this, I love tennis. I know I'm young, but I expect to be in these positions. And now it's more like I don't put any expectations on myself. And she's fallen outside the top 100. She's now 112 coming into this event. And it's been rough. Yeah. So, it's probably a good thing from her perspective to focus on that. She enjoys it. She doesn't mind, mixing it up with people on social media and kind of embracing the fact that on social media she's incredibly popular, and even going at trolls who make comments to her on Instagram or whatever. She's not afraid to go back at them. So I think she's embraced that kind of personality. That's what it was, and I think that takes some of the pressure off her, because if she focuses too much on what she's been going through on the court, that's probably not going to be helpful.
No, I have no expectations, and I feel for tennis fans in the country, because you mentioned that breakout year where I was pushing for her to win the Lou Marsh. I really thought she was the Canadian Athlete of the Year. I thought she was doing something very unique. I remember there was a magazine out of I want to say London that publicized that she was the most marketable athlete in the world. More so than LeBron, Tiger Woods, Messi, anybody else. Genie Bouchard was the most marketable athlete in the world and was on the verge of becoming like a global phenomenon, and it has completely blown up. It's completely blown up. Like, you watch her play, and it's like she's not going to get this back together. She can't get out of her. She's qualifying for tournaments. And you mentioned she's out of the top 100. It's crazy what's happened with her.
Yeah, lost 9 straight, hasn't won since February. Obviously needed a wild card to get in here. I remember there used to be photos. She was the face of this tournament for a number of years, and now it's obviously Andreescu, and you have to kind of look around to find Genie's image. But you're right, back in 2014, everyone so badly wanted her to be the star because it was a weird time, and Serena was kind of hit and miss, and Sharapova was hit and miss. And in 2014, Genie didn't win a Grand Slam, but she won more matches at the Grand Slams than anyone. And she won a tournament in Nuremberg, and you're right, that magazine, I remember when it came out, that was actually in 2015 when she was going through actually a bit of a dip, but they still put her at the top. Bilingual, obviously photogenic, as we know, and everyone really wanted her to do well, and it's been just a huge fall, and really hard to get it back once you've lost that confidence and swagger, and we really haven't seen it on the court in a while. She called yesterday, last night, she was really happy with that result, even though she lost, calling it a medium step forward. But that's where she's at right now, where she's got to look for these things. And it's been rough to watch it because you can see, how tough it's been at times for her.
What about Bianca Andreescu? Where do you see her trending? What kind of an impact can she have on tour and, by extension, this country in terms of the sports scene?
Well, I try and compare it kind of with the way Genie was coming up, and Bianca has more weapons or a more well-rounded game than Genie did. Now, even, back then we were all caught up in Genie mania, and she just wasn't losing. It was amazing. At the biggest tournament, she would play so well, and she had this confidence and swagger. And she went for it. She was aggressive, and her mental game was one of her strengths. And when that went away, a lot of her game went away too. But Bianca, she's got the all-court game. She mix up the rhythm of the shot. She's got a lot of easy power. Certainly playing well already today off a break against Kasatkina. And she's won 7 straight matches this season, which have gone the distance, 3 sets. She doesn't seem to get phased when she falls behind. So she's certainly got the potential to have the staying power and not get kind of worn down by the hype that we've seen other young stars, because it seems like every time there's a rising star on the women's tour, it's hard for them to sustain it. Even on the men's tour, outside of the big three, it's really hard for the young guys, once they reach a peak, to sustain it or even break through even further. And I think Andreescu, her mental makeup, and the fact that she's got so many weapons, she should be able to be a fixture. Health is the big question, right? I mean, this shoulder injuries are tough in tennis. She's already had 2 right shoulder rotator cuff issues this season. I was happy to see her get through and say she was 12 out of 10 in terms of her physical well-being after the match last night. But that's the question mark. If she can stay healthy, she should be a mainstay in the top of women's tennis for the foreseeable future.